And for a lot more on that, we're now being joined by the man who picked that team, Kris Srikkanth, who of course has been a World Cup winner himself way back in 1983. And also Ajay Jadeja joining us from Jamnagar. Thank you both so much for joining us. So Srikkanth, let me just start with you. What to your mind are the main strengths and perhaps the weaknesses? It is good under pressure, obviously the team, but inconsistent. What are the strengths and weaknesses according to you?
See, Vikram, let me be very frank. I think there's been a lot of research. Everybody thinks that, everybody's been asking me this question for the last 6-7 months or whatever it is, 1 year, World Cup preparation happening in India. It's the biggest event happening in India as far as cricket is concerned. And so I kept on telling them, I don't have to tell you what's going to happen. It's like any business, you have plans, there is a planning going on, and we have planned it, and ultimately the final day is today, it's come today. So we have tried all kinds of permutation combination. If you look at it, if you really look at the teams that we selected in the past, say last 3-4 months or 6 months, you will understand that we were moving slowly towards the World Cup. Probably some people didn't realize it or some people didn't understand it. That's the whole idea. And we have taken an overall picture into account. See, what has happened, Vikram, is this. Thank God, 2 of us in the selection committee have been a part of the 1983 World Cup winning team. One is Yashpal Sharma, other is myself. Then, of course, we have some excellent thinkers in Surendra Bhave, Hirwani and Raja, who are brilliant people who come with very non-biased solutions is the right term. So, what we did, we thought of the 1983 World Cup. What are the combinations that won why did we win the 1983 World Cup? Why did we win the 1985 World Championship Cricket? And why did we win the 2007 T20 World Cup, even though none of us were a part of it? I was lucky enough to be a part of 2, and one of them was lucky enough to be a part of 1. So we have taken an overall combination and thought about which combination won the matches for us. And we've tried to sort of replicate this kind of combination or the concept, let me put it that way.
All right, Ajay Jadeja, I would argue that India won that in 1983 thanks to lots and lots of all-rounders. Now, of course, there are plenty of all-rounders out here. Also, horses for courses, which might be what Kris is referring to out there. Perhaps, is that the reason why you think there's so many spinners? Because that would be maybe the one question. Why have all the part-timers as spinners and have 3 specialist spinners as well? What happens when one of the pacemen get injured or fall ill?
Vikram, I don't think, yes, of course, even the team that I had to pick this morning, I only had one difference. I had Srikkanth in place of Piyush Chawla. But I think at the end of the World Cup, it won't be a reason why we won this World Cup or why we didn't win. We'll have to wait for that moment. But I don't think the reason would be Piyush Chawla at the end. Because I doubt that you're going to play him in, any of these games, at least in the starting. And unless one of the spinners gets injured, he's not going to get a game in. And I don't think they've taken into account, which is fair, the injuries or something might go wrong. I think what they've done is they've gone by their instinct, and I totally agree with what I just heard. They've planned it in a way, and I'm glad to see that they've gone with what Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Gary Kirsten believe, because the thought process that you see with this team is very clear to me, that it's a team that Mahendra Singh Dhoni wanted, and probably Gary Kirsten with him, and the selectors have gone along with those guys, which I think is a good sign. One player here and there there'll always be something to debate about, but overall I think it's a great side.
All right, so overall a great side. Now, Mr. Srikkanth, this time it's a slightly different format to the last World Cup. It's a knockout format. So while we have to get through that preliminary stage, 4 teams will get through that, and then 3 matches back-to-back to win the World Cup, quarter-final, semi-final and final. Are you at all a little concerned about inconsistency? Because that's been a problem with this team.
Boss, ifs and buts, anything can happen in life, Vikram. Let me be very frank, ifs and buts. I don't believe in ifs and buts. I believe that you have to have belief in the team. You will have to have faith in the team. You have to have faith and belief that this team can do it. That's why I always talk about, and gave a press conference also in the afternoon, I said, let's give positive energy to this team rather than talking about what the negatives are. Because the negatives could be millions. We can always find a negative. We can always find a fault with somebody. I can find a fault with you. You can find a fault with me. I can find a fault with X, Y, Z. That's endless. It's an endless argument, and everybody will be defending themselves.